If you're a creator who's looking to upgrade your setup, right now is one of the best times to grab gear at a discount. Our friends over at SmallRig sent us some of their latest tools, and we've been testing them out in our own workflows.
So in this video, we're breaking down our favorite pieces, how we use them, and how they can help you take your videos to the next level.
You gotta just press record.
For our first category of deals, we have lights, and one I'm actually using right now, right back here, is creating this really cool window blind effect. This is the RF10C portable focusable LED video light from SmallRig. It looks like a flashlight, but it actually does way more. You have one button to turn on the light as well as adjust brightness, and a few different color modes such as daylight, red, orange, and blue. There's also an adjustable beam angle from 10 to 60 degrees, so if you want it a little bit more narrow, all you gotta do is pull it out to adjust that. But what's really cool about this light is you could put on this little adapter and then fit a bunch of these different gobos. These are little patterns and textures to throw on your wall. I actually have a light dedicated for this window blind effect you might have seen in my videos, but that setup is a lot more expensive, close to $500, whereas this thing is $52 normally, but right now you can get it on sale for 40 bucks. And I think this light is just so much fun to use. It's such a simple and affordable way to get some really creative lighting effects.
Another light that we love from SmallRig is their P96L. This is a really tiny pocketable style RGB accent light that can also do daylight temperature, bicolor temperature. So right now I actually have it set to the daylight color temperature, and you can see it's actually like overpowering my full-on key light right now. And you can use this as like a little backlight or a fill light, however you want to use it. But typically the way that I like to use it is as like a creative accent light or a fill light for my background. And I have a little light stand right here set up that I'll show you. It has a little 1/4" thread on the bottom, so you can just screw that directly onto any light stand. You can see right now I have a window over on this side of my studio, but you can see it's a little bit darker on this side of the room. So if we turn this on and it's at 100% output, we can add some fill to the side of my room where there's less light. And we can see that it's actually adding quite a bit of fill. If I turn it off, it's a little bit dark on that side, turn it back on, yeah, it's adding a ton of fill to my scene. Now, if you wanted to add a little color to your background, you could switch it into RGB mode by just hitting the mode button on top. And if I just place this right behind me in my A-roll set, you can see that it's lighting up almost the entire background blue. There's even like a special effects mode. If I hit the mode button one more time, this is like the fireworks mode, but there's a bunch of different modes that you can cycle through. Overall, this is a super capable light that's only about $35 brand new, but for Black Friday, it's on sale about 20% off. So picking up this light for under $30 is a great deal.
For our next category, we have tripods, and they are one of the most essential pieces of YouTube gear to have. But one thing I really kind of dislike about tripods is just how long they take to set up. That's where the SmallRig Tribex SE comes into play. The really cool thing about this tripod is this little clutch mechanism right here. So all I gotta do is push this and it comes out. And then if I want to set up my tripod, spread out the legs a little bit, I just push down on the clutch and all the legs come straight out. So my tripod is basically set up and ready to go. If I'm on unlevel territory, I just push in, adjust how I want it, and then boom, my tripod is level. Another thing I like about this tripod is actually the quick release function. So most tripods, you either have to slide it in from the back or the front, maybe hold down a button. With this, it's really simple. All you gotta do is like put it at an angle from the top, sits down, and then you tighten the screw and you're good to go. So that makes it extremely quick. You don't have to slide it in, just push a button, put it on, take it off. Really neat. Now, in terms of payload, this tripod has more than enough capabilities. The head itself can hold about 6 kilos or roughly 13 pounds. The actual legs can hold a lot more, but that's gonna be plenty for most mirrorless setups. Right now, I have the FX30 mounted with a V-mount battery. This is probably the most amount of weight you're gonna have on something like this, and it's plenty fine. You could also, if you want to, put a more heavy-duty cinema camera rig. This tripod will have you covered. So it's super cool to see they have that much level of flexibility. Also mentioning fluid head tripod. This makes it awesome for smooth pans and tilts, which is something you're definitely going to need if you want to really level up your video. Pricing for the Tribex SE is normally $400, but right now you can get it 20% off for $320. That is a fantastic deal if you're wanting a tripod that can last for years. I know if I was just starting out, this would probably be the tripod I would get.
Now, if you already have a full-size tripod, you might want to consider grabbing a specialty style tripod like this mini tripod from SmallRig. It's their VT20 tabletop style tripod. And I use this thing all the time in my studio to record videos. And I'm actually using it right now. I just started recording on my phone, and you can see how I have it set up right here on my desk. It's just in the corner with a little key light right here. And this is the shot that you're getting. And I don't have to set up a full-size tripod. It actually wouldn't even fit. You can see that my corner is like a loft ceiling, and there's not a lot of space back here to fit a full-size tripod in that corner. So especially with like the light being right there as well. So this mini tripod is a great solution if you want to have a tripod set up on your desk or a table. And actually these legs are also extendable. So I have it in the most compact position right now, but these legs actually extend like almost a foot in length. So this thing actually can get pretty tall. And when it's fully compacted down, it's super tiny. Like I actually used my phone here for a comparison size-wise. You can see that the phone is almost as big as the legs itself. And then the tripod head extends out just a little bit more. So this thing is insanely compact. Price point for this is about $55, and for Black Friday, it's 30% off. So only about $40 for this tabletop tripod.
Our next category is batteries, and one of the most useful batteries you can get for your camera or your lights is a V-mount battery. This is the VB99SE, and this has some really cool tricks up its sleeve. Number one, it's a 99 watt-hour battery, so this will power your camera for about 8 hours straight, which is just insane. Also, with the 99 watt version, you can actually take it on a plane with you and won't get stopped by TSA, so that is perfect if you are traveling. And typically, you'd use a V-mount battery on any accessories that use V-mount, like lights or even cinema cameras. But what's cool about this battery is if you look on the top here, there are a bunch of different ports. You have an 8, a 12 volt out, a USB-A if you want to charge your normal accessories, as well as a USB-C, which can power your devices, but also charge the battery. But I could also power my camera through this D-tap, so if I have an adapter, I can just plug that in and that will constantly power my camera. In fact, I kind of like to use this as a power bank for all my devices, so if I go out and travel, I can power my phone, my laptop, basically anything I want to. There's also a couple nice touches that SmallRig added to this battery, such as the percentage meter, so you know how long it lasts. There's also several mounting points, such as the 1/4-20, the 3/8, and there's one more 1/4-20 on the bottom. So if you want to rig this up, it is nice just to have all that flexibility. If you want to pick up this battery right now, it is $105 on sale.
Another battery you might want to consider adding to your kit is something like this. So this is an NPF style battery. So the NPF style has been around for so long as I can even remember. The NPF battery has been powering lights and cameras and different camera accessories for years. And this is SmallRig's NPF 970, but it's a USB-C rechargeable battery, which is cool because if you know about NPFs, you have to use like weird clunky chargers that aren't very convenient, but this has a USB-C option for charging and even output. So you can output the power to USB-C devices, or you can just use it like a standard NPF. Like for example, here's a little NPF style light. So this light takes NPF batteries. So if you just slide this guy right into the NPF slot, power it on, and you got power. But what's cool about this one in particular is you can actually, at the same time, you can also use the USB output. So if you needed to charge and power multiple things at the same time, plug this guy in right here, and we got power to the phone. So we're charging my phone while having a battery powered light on at 100% intensity. And for those of you who are still using USB-A outputs, they actually included a USB-A style output on the back of the battery as well. Price point wise for this battery, it's about 80 bucks, but for Black Friday, it's about 25% off. So this battery is gonna come in at about $60. Now we do have a few other accessories we wanna mention. The first is this really interesting phone cage from SmallRig. It's their all-in-one creator's smartphone cage. And if you've never used a cage before for filming, all a cage really does is allow you the ability to mount a bunch of different types of accessories to your main camera, whether it's a smartphone or a camera, to be able to do different things that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to do if you did not have a cage. When you use a cage like this, you add a little bit of weight to your setup, which will help with those micro jitters, as well as give you more control with the handles that come with this cage. Right over here with this little handle is actually a remote shutter release. So if I click this button, I can actually start or stop a recording from my smartphone, and the click, listen to that click. It's so satisfying. These handles are also quick release handles. So there's a little locking mechanism over here. If I pinch that, these come off very quickly. And then I can actually reorient the whole cage to be vertical. So if I wanna go vertical shooting for social media, I can do that really quickly, mount different accessories if I want, and then go right back to horizontal shooting and just like 2 seconds or less, and you're good to go. It's a really great way to start maximizing the potential out of your smartphone, especially if you use it for longer record times, like YouTube style talking head videos or podcasting. Having a cage can allow you to do a lot more with your smartphone than you ordinarily would be able to. This cage retails for about $90, but it's 20% off for Black Friday, so about $72 to grab this cage. And if you snag this one, you probably won't ever really need another cage for your smartphone.
Our next accessory is also a cage. This is for the FX3 and FX30. This is the Hawk Lock cage, and this thing is really sweet. I love the design, I love the look of it, but it also adds so much more functionality to your camera. Starting off, you just have a number of little tripod quarter 20 mounts all over the camera. You can mount the actual cage with 3 screws, so everything feels really secure. I hate when camera cages like wiggle on you. This does none of that, so super secure. You also have a little tool on here, so if you need ever to tighten anything, it's always equipped on you. You don't have to go looking in a bag. If you'll notice on top here, on the top handle, it also comes with this little extension. And then what I like about this is, number one, gives you more of a comfortable grip. If you have larger hands, you might find yourself like your pinkies hanging off with just the traditional top handle. So this adds a little bit more to it, gives you more of a grip, which is nice. And then along the top here, you have this NATO rail, which you can attach a bunch of accessories, monitors, wireless microphones. So you just have so much flexibility with this. And this thing really makes it feel a lot more professional, ready to rig out if you need to attach a bunch of accessories. Another thing that's really neat along here on the side is an HDMI cable clamp. So if you ever need to plug in an HDMI cable to your monitor, this is going to help secure it so it doesn't pull out on you, but also protects your HDMI port, which is going to turn save your camera. So it is a nice little reassurance to have. Make sure that your camera is really protected. You don't break it. Pricing for the FX3 and FX30 cage is right now $112, which I think is a great deal if you are looking to get a little bit more out of your camera.
And the final cage we'll mention is their cages for their A7 series or A9, A1 series alpha cameras. This thing is actually 20% off as well, so it's normally about 70 bucks, but you can get it under $60, I think like 55, 56 bucks. All of the benefits that we've talked about that cages have apply to the A7 series. You got different 1/4 inch or 3/8 threads all across the body. You got a cold shoe right here on this right side and the left side to add lights and microphones. I'm a big fan of this battery door lock right here. It's a little hinge that if you pull out, now you have access to the battery and you can pull that out and swap it out very quickly. You don't have to take off the cage to swap batteries. And then if you want to just ensure that that battery door does not open, you just push that little lever back and now the battery door will not open on you.
And if you film a lot of videos by yourself on your phone, you might want to check out this next accessory. This is the SmallRig wireless monitor. As you can see, it mirrors your screen. So what you can do is open up your camera app. Let's switch it over to video, and I can view what my camera angle is getting. So I can kind of use this remotely. If I want to be in front of the camera, I can frame it up. Or because this uses MagSafe, I can connect it to the back of my phone, and I can use the nice high quality cameras to film myself rather than the selfie camera, which is not as good. And I can still view myself, which is just super sweet if you want to have higher quality video on the phone you already have. Cool thing about this monitor is that actually it comes in a kit. So if you want a few additional accessories to get up and running on your phone, you can easily pick this up with a sale price of $52. So those are some of our favorite SmallRig tools that are on sale right now. All the links are down in the description if you want to check out any of these deals while they last. And if you want to see more affordable YouTube gear that we recommend, click or tap the video on screen right now.